All right, everyone. Today's Wednesday, March 17th, 2021. Just wanted to document, going through March, the status of the bees. We had another windstorm with cold temps a couple of days ago, and today it's 42. And I've been adjusting the opening. I better open it up again. Looks a little crowded there. Well, it's a nice sunny day, and the sun's getting higher and higher in the sky. But Friday we're getting, I don't know if it's changed. I haven't looked at it today. The forecast is for 2 to 4 inches of snow. So, but that shouldn't last too long. It should melt pretty quickly, but I think these are the temperatures that really can mess up the bees. So if the queen starts laying and then it gets really cold and they refuse to leave the brood, they could starve. But one of the advantages, I think, are supposed to be for the laying frames is that there's enough honey stores on them so that the bees don't have to travel to another frame. Hopefully they took the opportunity to move to where the honey is when it was warm out. After the snow Friday next week, I think starting Monday or Sunday, it's going to get into the 60s. So approaching the end of March, hopefully there aren't too many surprises. But let me go open up that entrance, give them better access while they're doing their cleansing flights. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I thought maybe the wind had gotten rid of all the pollen. But the bees are going after this pollen. A pollen substitute. Huh. It looks like it's all solid though and clumped up, so maybe I'll go get some pollen. Replenish that. So yeah, let me open this up here. I forgot about that because they didn't show any interest, or they weren't discovering it while I was initially trying to catch them finding the pollen. There we go. That's opened up. It's another project I like to do is make a front porch for the entrance on this. So let's see what this guy doesn't. I don't think. Let's see. No, it's all. No, it's not an accident. They're showing interest in it, I think. It's not just a place to warm up. So let me go get some fresh pollen in this. So this is what I purchased from Man Lake, Ultra B. It's a high protein pollen substitute. So I came across someone else's channel. They were mentioning, I think it's Better Bee, that they carry pollen. Oh, well, it's a pollen substitute, but it has a certain percentage of real pollen in it. But yeah, I just had this in the cellar. It's nice and cool down here, but let me get a cup of this, or a container of this, and give it to the bees. Okay, so I just scooped some up in this yogurt container. Let's refresh this here. Yeah, so this bee here is hovering over it. It just fell and it got covered with pollen. Let's see what happens when it goes back and reports to the rest of the hive. Oh, here comes another one. I mean, they just hover and they get covered. So this bee got covered in pollen and then came over here and landed. Looks like it's putting it in its pollen baskets. So there are sources of pollen out. I'm surprised these survived the freezing temperatures. I guess they seem to be pretty resilient. And it looks like there's pollen to be had. I don't know how much nectar from these flowers. I haven't seen any bees on them. I don't think the bees are just doing cleansing flights. They're coming back, it seems, from foraging, leaving the yard completely. So even though we're getting some snow, it's much needed. I guess we're already in a rain deficit for New England, going into drought conditions again. So I think we were down an inch for the month so far. So, oh, I just saw a bee bring in pollen, and I don't think it was the pollen substitute. I'm going to have to stand watch a little bit. Oh, yeah, there's pollen coming in, and it's not from pollen substitute. So maybe that's why they're not interested in it. Let's take a closer look here, see what's going on. There's another pollen. Nothing on that one. That one just went right in. Not too much staining on the front. Did you see that? That was a good amount of pollen in the basket, so the bees have found. Look at that. Did you see that? That bee was just packed with pollen. So I got some good pollen coming in here in Massachusetts. Oh yeah, you can see that bee on the entrance right there. I don't know if I zoomed in too much. Yep, there's significant pollen coming in, so now that I'm over the initial excitement of seeing that, I just realized that means that I have a queen, that they have larvae to feed or brood to raise. Look at, wow, that was pretty bright orange that went in. Now there is a bee over there now on that pollen, so they are taking that pollen in too. So the activity is starting to pick up there. But they seem to be bringing in some natural darker colored pollen, which don't have the slightest idea what that might be from, except crocus bulbs, just like I have in my yard, that are coming up randomly here and there. So that's some good news. So this is New England Gardening, Wednesday, March 17th. Without physically going into the hive, I think it's safe to say that I have a queen, and they are bringing in pollen, natural and pollen substitute. Thanks for watching. And it looks like the bees still need water. So don't forget to put out a source of water for the bees, unless you live near some wetlands. And this ice here is still hanging on. And on a final note, real quick, this is a William Baffin climbing rose I purchased last year. And in New England, or in colder temperatures, it's a good idea to bury this way below the graft point. And I didn't get a chance to do that, didn't get a chance to get it in the ground, so I was hoping to keep it dormant. And a couple of months ago, buds just broke. And I've been having it grow here underneath the grow lights. I don't know how I'm going to be able to transition this, but today I noticed some buds on this. So, William Baffin rose bush. Thanks for watching.